Welcome to this class on the consequences of CSR. Corporate social responsibility is for all organizations. We began by saying, as it is in the statement of the words themselves, we are talking about social responsibility of corporations. We have been seeing criticism about this concept, and we have come to wish that responsibility be acted and documented in the core business of the organization. We switched slowly and steadily our words from corporation to organization in the intent that social responsibility is for all organizations, and that corporate should be meant more in the sense of organized world, corpus, as it's said in Latin, than in the meaning of large private businesses. Social responsibility is for everybody, and the consequence of this is that it is also for public and governmental organizations, for public administration. The question is raised, but shouldn't government be socially responsible in itself? That is true. That is the normative view of government, but as we have seen in last class when we saw the distinction between the normative and the positive view of reality, and when we saw the value of implementation, we want to look at the actuality of things, at the positive view. So also government organizations should prove their social responsibility, their being contributing to the social environment and to the economy. Therefore, we have a taxonomy at this point of the entire economy, and we can see the different groups of economic activities that are listed on the left. Actually, one group is missing. We will be seeing that. We have large corporations, the monopolies, the private non-profit businesses, the public administration, and the political system. The missing group is small and medium enterprise. We also list their being subject to competition, because we have seen that competition is a driver of accountability, is a driver of social responsibility, as we will see in a minute. So we have large corporations which are by and large subject to competition, at least on a worldwide scale. The monopolies, who by construction are not subject to competition and are subject perhaps to government regulation. The private non-profit organizations, the non-governmental organizations, NGOs and charities, are subject to competition. Public administration is not subject to competition. And the political system, which is subject to a clumsy competition. Sometimes it is, some other times it is not. So we see that all these groups of organizations that operate in the economy are liable to explain their social responsibility and to be concerned about their social responsibility. We could have reached this result also by looking at another area. Remember in class 3, in class 4 actually, we actually talked about the outside-in view of Professor Porter, whereby Professor Porter shows how an organization's environment contributes and shapes its sustainability. And we can see that many of the things that affect an organization are things that are in the public domain, are in the government domain. Think of courts, as is depicted in this picture. Think of courts and think of traffic. These are things that are not managed by private businesses. These are things that are managed by the government and that sharply affect the performance of individual private businesses. Therefore, themselves, they should give account of their work. There is an example here, the courts and traffic management. These are two examples of economic activities and governmental activities that affect the economy and the social environment, and therefore are subject to a social responsibility themselves, and CSR is also for them. I said before, competition is a proxy for accountability. That is why I showed how the different economic sectors are subject or non-subject to competition. That is something we also saw or should have seen in the value of the unknown stakeholder. When you give account of an organization, an important element of that account is to show how much that organization is subject to competition, what kind of competitive environment that organization operates in. It is also scientifically proven that competition leads to transparency and accountability. I'm switching from corporate social responsibility to using the word accountability, because if by corporate social responsibility what is generally meant is the responsibility of large corporations, and if we want to work on a concept of CSR that is for all organizations, I think we should think of a concept of accountability of work. What is accountability of work? It is measure, it is trust by its customers, it is international benchmark in the case of government organizations that don't have a counterpart within the country, therefore we must be resorting to international benchmark. Transparency of full cost, multiplicity of suppliers, the consumer, the customer can go one place or the other. In the case of public programs, that is explicit public program evaluation. So we see that a driver of accountability is competition, and we will be using this concept once we have described all the consequences, other consequences of CSR in the core business. Let's see what is homework for next time. Place your suppliers of your everyday life within the framework of competition. Starts with the company that is providing you with the electric power that you switch on in the morning, and place the suppliers of your everyday life within the cadre of competition or non-competition. Read chapter 9 of the book, and which is about integrated reporting, especially the second part of chapter 9 is about how this way of reporting compares with the other ways that are proposed in literature, and also read Microsoft's integrated report. Take a look at it, at least know what it is about and see what it is about and see where it is and what it says. Look at it at its table of contents. So we have gotten an overview of the economy in this class. We have seen that the concept of CSR in the core business is one that we can apply to the whole economy. So how do we partition the economy to be able to say something about it, about the social responsibility of each group in the economy? So we have identified different groups on the basis of their administrative position, be it public administration or private non-profit, on the basis of their position vis-à-vis profits and vis-à-vis being profit or non-profit, and vis-à-vis their being in a competitive or a non-competitive environment. That is an important result of this class. Thank you very much.